Hey!
You get in.
Unbelievable. We have won at Anfield. Can you believe it? What are your reactions? Straight away.
I thought like I was streaming. I thought Carlo would mess it up with the team. And how are we to criticise him? Never again. I think everyone was like, "What the fuck is that team?" And I think after Fulham, they left Man City and Fulham. Yeah, but
Tactical masterclass from Carlo.
God, we won.
I know it hasn't sunk in yet. It's hard to believe it. We've got
the cop-outs are fuming, absolutely fuming. It was definitely a penalty, by the way. Definitely.
No, I don't actually think it was a penalty. I think it was harsh.
It was
maybe marginal, but yeah,
it was harsh. That
I
thought it was at first, but it was a little bit harsh. I mean, he tripped him up, didn't he? He couldn't get a shot off. So
no, Lucky Bear said it wasn't a penalty. He was behind the sofa.
It doesn't matter. It looked like we were going to hold out. I mean, they had little chances, didn't they? But we always got a foot in, or Pickford saved it. They didn't look like they were going to score.
Mary West said, "We love Everton too."
Linda. Hi, Linda. Great news. Charlie. That was brilliant, boys. Of course it was. George. Absolutely spot on. Absolutely spot on.
Spot on, yeah. Centre back were excellent.
The biggest stinker of a match ever.
I thought you were going to. I thought it was just a case of keeping the score down, but wow.
Yeah.
That's what it feels like to be a blue in it sometimes.
Steve's completely lost for words. Top right-hand corner, that's Steve. He's old enough to remember the last time Everton won at Anfield, and that's his reaction right now. He's absolutely speechless. It's almost like he's going to cry.
I remember 95 and I remember 99. And I remember this day. The bucket list is complete. I can now die a happy man. Glad that my wife is next to me and she's just come down and seen it on the world news. So Everton were absolutely, for 100 minutes. It was a whole 100 minutes in the end because of the extra time.
What was the score again?
I'm out for that.
I can't believe I've just typed that score.
What's the score again?
Liverpool 0. Everton 2.
Oh, they're fuming. Absolutely fuming.
FA Carling Premiership. Liverpool 0. Everton 2.
That's brilliant. I'm loving it.
Anyone in the comments, give us your man of the match. I'm interested to know if anyone stood out particularly for you, because I thought everyone was excellent, really.
Yeah.
We were all over the place. I mean, you got to say.
Alan Hansen.
Everton really should have come after Liverpool a bit more. I mean, very defensive to start, and then let them in the second half. I thought, it was a behind the sofa job at the beginning of the second half, the way they came out.
The whole match was, to be fair.
Well, yeah.
Let's be honest, it was.
It always is. It always is in the derby.
I think the first goal. Let's try and look at this object. I know it's really difficult in the moment right now, given what we've just witnessed. But when you saw the lineup, how did you feel? Because we were talking, and me and Basil, bottom left. We were talking in the build-up about maybe he will play a 4-4-2 diamond. We thought maybe it would be Alan instead of one of the others. And we criticised it, and we thought, no way, he's going to go with it, and he's done it, and it's worked.
It wasn't
for where's Alan, where's your striker? Because Charleston again proved wrong, but I was like, well, you have Calvert Lewin. Well, he's not fit. Why not give bloody King a go? And at the end of the day, if they're on the bench, they're fit enough to play. But as I say, I'm not Carlo.
Yeah, but it appeared a bit like a tactical.
Very surprised by the lineup. I was surprised that we played the back five, but it makes sense with the centre backs. I was surprised that Sigurdsson wasn't in the team. I was surprised that Dominic Calvert-Lewin wasn't in the team, and that Allen wasn't in the team. Just overall, it was surprising. Yeah. And I just make a big thank you to 3 players who played absolutely outstanding today. Keane.
Yeah.
Tom Davis and the keeper, finally. Godfrey, you kind of expect it, but those 3 were outstanding for me.
Just going back to what Mabsy said there very, very quickly. He said he was a bit critical of the team in a way, and Calvert-Lewin, if he's fit to be on the bench, he should have started. But that was his plan, to bring him on. He knew that he was going to bring him on for Rodriguez, tired legs, and go for that second goal on the counter-attack, and it worked. So that was part of his grand plan. Again,
that was taking the piss, though, to be honest.
Well, we might not have had the first goal. I mean, that does change the game. Scoring early was pretty much what Liverpool always do to us in the past. So, we've got them the sucker punch for them.
A bit too early, and I thought there's always a chance at Anfield 2-1 to them.
Can I just say it's fucking typical. The only time that I'm not the bloody derby, we fucking win. But small thing.
Yeah, it's true that it's typical. No fans there and no way of properly celebrating other than jumping on YouTube. But
hang on. They don't get their parade though next year. So
are we not going down the docks?
At least it's on us. It's on a reasonable. Hang on, where's the fireworks show outside Anfield tonight?
It was really interesting tactical setup, I thought, because as you said, it's kind of like a diamond, but obviously there wasn't two strikers; it was one striker, and kind of that extra player was Coleman. And actually, I didn't feel like it was a 5 at the back till later in the game. It felt like
more of a back 6, didn't it? Towards the end.
Yeah, towards the end. But if you notice the way we played, actually, Dean would play, if the ball was on the left-hand side of the pitch, Dean would be left mid. And if it was on the right side, Coleman would be right mid. So whenever they switched the ball over, our left mid became the fullback and shifted to like a back 4. So I thought that was quite clever play from Ancelotti, really, in the tactical setup.
Yeah, completely agree.
The left-hand side was a bit susceptible for us where we had Gomez going out there, and it was a potential area where we could have gotten beaten up. But I think combination of things happening really, but mainly all of the things coming together for us. Liverpool going through such a bad patch at home for them, not having fans in the stadium, the fact that they've been on this bad run, and then combinations of injuries and us coming back with players coming back to fitness, and then the belief was there that we finally did
it. I couldn't not do it. I'm sorry. Why is it that it's taken us for there to be no fans in the stadium to actually win at Anfield? Do you think that just proves it was a mental aspect?
I think
it's intimidation.
These crowds. No, I don't know. I just think it's been a funny old season, but I'll fucking take it.
It's the sort of season where you can lose home to West Ham, Newcastle, Fulham, and then beat Liverpool at Anfield. And you know what? Having seen that now, I think we can beat City in the Cup. Why not?
I think what it shows you is that Liverpool depend on that crowd to get them through. No, they do. And you know what? When they get their own... What?
Go on. No. I can't believe I'm even talking about this.
When you try to go in the stadium, it's just the intimidation from those bastards when you're walking in.
Well, it's an artificial atmosphere, isn't it? They're not authentic. They've only got 6,000 locals.
6,000 locals in there.
Yeah, they all got song sheets and the piped in bloody music, and they think the fucking boss. Fucking.
I know. So it was the mental aspect we've managed to overcome the whole.
It was a combination of mental aspect and just commit. Finally, we had the commitment. I think there was some good signs in the City game that we weren't going to do another Fulham, but I think Richarlison was knackered. He ran his heart out. He played really well. Scored the goal, but he did a lot on his own. We looked much better with him and Dominic Calvert-Lewin up front. But he got it spot. You can't fault Ancelotti with what he did. We can't sit here and say he got anything wrong because we won 2-0. But
I think everyone at the beginning, before kick-off, was saying that you got
the team looked shaky, didn't it?
We thought the draw negative, but
yeah, we were really critical.
I was a draw. That was me.
I thought it was before we scored the penalty. I thought it's going to be another 1-1. This they're going to get penalty at the end.
That lineup, I was quite dejected when I saw that lineup. But the way it was executed was spot on. I thought we were going to have bloody James on the right the right wing.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't have worked. So it was only natural that he would play up front, and we ended up with that 5. We've played 5 at the back many times. It hasn't worked, but tonight, for some reason, we pulled it off.
Yeah, I think because the way the team shifted over, so Holgate goes, everyone moves over, and if we've got the ball, Coleman pushes up, but if we haven't, he's basically that extra man in defence, and it really worked the way it was so flexible. But if we're being overly critical, we were dominated in that second half, and we couldn't really get out of our own. We couldn't find a way to play through.
Yeah.
And I thought the times we did actually have a go and try and play through Liverpool, we were good. When we popped it off and passed the ball quickly and sharp, we cut through them, and we could have done more today. But not being critical, really, because obviously we're over the moon, but just thinking in terms of the analysis of what happened there.
We've come off really well getting the penalty towards the end, which alleviated the anxiety, because without that penalty, we would have got really nervous at the end, and there could have been all sorts of things going on. I think if we were looking at it critically, I would have said it would have been better to go for it more in that match, particularly with Liverpool having mixed centre halves, Henderson going off. Everything was in our favour. Calvert-Lewin was on the bench, and we were just like, well, why don't we just go for it more? Because I thought realistically we needed to score at least 3 to win.
I think teams of old again would have battled that, and we would have draw that game. I think the Carlo effect. Carlo's done something. He's instilled some confidence in him.
Is that the Ancelotti factor, do you think?
Yeah, of course it is. Well, why wouldn't it be? Absolutely, Ancelotti.
I mean, you touched there about there was one spell in the game where we did seem to be struggling to keep them out, and that was just after half time. And the natural thing there was to bring on Calvert-Lewin and try and have a bit more of an outlet against their centre backs. And Ancelotti did that, so you can't really blame him. You can't put anything negative against Ancelotti today. I mean, he got the job spot on.
He's creating that confidence and that swagger that we've been missing for all these years.
So under a different manager, we draw that game. We crumble.
The of Duncan Ferguson versus Ancelotti were very contrasting. Ferguson summed up how I felt personally at that end of every going up to every player. I don't know whether he was close to tears or he was very, very emotional. And it's it's the emotion of this match. It's going to carry on the whole weekend.
The two differences, the two of them, because Don Carlos called us fuck. Let's be honest.
Let's not make it for the 22, 23 years, because we'll all be getting our state pension. But I think
the day has finally come.
Don't show his passion of being an Evertonian and Carlo just being Carlo.
Every dog has his day, and finally we just got rid of the hoodoo.
That's a huge hoodoo. Yeah. The next big hoodoo is the trophy hoodoo. Well, but it's a start.
Maybe that's the confidence and the encouragement we need now to go on and finish in the top 4.
You need to know that you can go to Old Trafford and you can score in the last minute, go to Anfield and win. And you need to do that before you start thinking about trophies. It's like trying to run before you can walk. We're all anxious for a trophy, but if we don't win against the Big Six, we're not going to win a trophy because we won't go through to the final.
Maybe we can ask them if we can play that Man City game at Anfield. Or just anywhere not good as
that Man City game. Now we've got a bit more belief. We played them well. We can hold them for penalties.
We'll play them on Stanley Park.
So negative. Back to the negativity. It's the one time you can be a little bit positive, and you've done that.
There's no negativity.
Oh, why? He's just having the joke. Come on.
I'm messing.
Liverpool are on massive decline. If we hadn't win today, then it would have just been like, you might as well tear your hair out, because today was the chance. We've had chances in the last few years. It's been coming. But today, with their centre-backs, the way they've been playing, the way they've been losing at home, the fact that they were there for the taking and we finally did it.
Last season...
It's a huge surprise.
I remember coming home so pissed off on the set. I think when he played the kids, the cup game, was it? The cup game?
In January, yeah.
I just thought, that was the best ever chance we were going to get in 10 years to beat them.
we'd won that, they would have just said, "Oh, it was the kids. It wasn't real. It was the cup. It wasn't the league." And we still haven't beaten them in the league for
Well,
20 years.
they're going to say that today, aren't they? They're going to say there's no crowd and we're on a decline and
Have a big decline.
backs.
Home. We didn't have any fans.
Yeah, they've got their excuses lined up.
The wind will
The
be
wind.
an excuse for them because Klopp that's as an excuse. But my thought for every Evertonian watching, all three of you, is that the picture of Klopp running onto the scene at the end of the derby versus the end of today. It's about time that man saw his team lose to Everton. He hadn't lost 12 games, so it's bitter when you lose in a derby. It really is painful.
I'm so happy to see him pull his snood up his head. Yeah, wipe the smirk off his face.
Finally,
like in Norway tonight, bit of somber.
There won't be any fans needing to go back to the airport tonight.
No.
But yeah, players like, why was Van Dijk there? Is he an essential person to be at the stadium?
No, of course he is not.
Was Kenny Dalglish
He's back from the dead, he's back from the dead.
Yeah.
Walking.
Some resurrection of Everton fans from the past coming back. But I remember the Kanchelskis match and the Kevin Campbell match, and I can't remember anything in between other than maybe Pickford's mistake and a number of draws where like the Rooney match, and everything else is just a blur because we lost it all. We lost every single other game that I can remember.
You've done well to wipe that away from your mind, your history.
And Liverpool have lost 4 in a row at home.
Yeah,
the Premier League.
This season, they weren't actually at home in the league.
Whereas Everton lose 4 at home in the league every other week.
What a day!
Done it since 1923.
Breaking records.
Wow.
They've taken our record.
This could be a catalyst for the season and a push for the top 6, because I know people say push for the top 4. Be realistic.
Yeah.
Because I think we would really struggle in the Champions League with the squad we've got. Let's forget, we'll be straight out. So Europe, we need to strengthen if we're going to go anywhere there. Near the top 6 in the league.
Yeah, and I think just on Liverpool, I think Liverpool, if they want to push for the top 18 this season, they really need to improve because they're not good enough. And
they are.
This rate, hang on. So let's get this straight. So we've got 11 points and we've got a game in hand.
Yeah,
is that right?
Don't say that.
Don't
say it.
Forget the game in hand.
The game in hand is against Aston Villa. No doubt that'll get sandwiched just before the.
The only good thing is the game in hand is away from home.
A good season is finishing Liverpool, is it? And winning at Anfield.
Winning the cup.
I think. Well, win the cup. We got City.
The cup and 16th, 17th would be fine.
Maybe the strategy for the City match now really is got to be play around that match, that Wednesday match, and rest a few players the game before. I know we've got a lot of rest coming up, but we really need to be fired up for that City game. We need to be almost play like Fulham did against us and really support them. Anyway, I'm off to do cartwheels down the street.
There's not much else you can do to celebrate, really. I mean,
pretty much.
Get in your car and do an essential journey with the Z cars turned up on full volume and all the windows down.
We don't play until the 1st of March. So we don't play till Monday night now, Southampton.
Goodbye, Stevie.
Bye, Steve.
Where was your man of the match, then?
I thought you were going.
Yeah.
Oh, my man of the match, Michael Keane or Pickford. Yeah.
Yeah, Pickford. He actually, to be fair, he's made himself. He's credit to him.
He made himself.
And we want to know if you're watching. There was 15 of you a few minutes ago. Who is your man of the match? Who was your man of the match? But we're going to be wrapping things up shortly anyway, I believe. The emotion, it hasn't still sunk in yet that we have won at Anfield for the first time since 1999. It's actually the first time we've won a Merseyside derby since 2010, with Arteta and Cahill getting the goals then. If we're being overly critical, we could have won by a lot more today even as well.
Yeah, that Calvert-Lewin was, but fuck it. You don't only need 1 goal to win.
And the Coleman chance as well.
Oh, that header in the first half. He should have buried that.
Yeah.
But you know, we won the game. You take any win, wouldn't you?
Liverpool, the fans are going absolutely berserk, and it is priceless. It is
What
beautiful.
are they saying?
Criticizing the penalty decision for a start,
okay,
but we
obviously.
won. We scored 2 goals anyway.
Yeah, let me guess.
Doesn't matter.
They are the cheating. And the wins or something ridiculous. Probably. But there we go.
So how are you going to celebrate?
Not really much you can do, is there?
I've not had a drink in over a month, and I'm not. And I was thinking I might go and get myself a bottle of wine. Should I?
Not a red wine, I hope.
No,
Yeah.
I have white, but I'm not had a drink in over a month. I was trying to do the whole of February, but this is
Dry January. No, you've got to celebrate.
Dry February,
a chance for 6 months.
I'm going to fuck it. You know what? I'm going to go to Cowie and make myself a bottle of wine.
All right, we're going to leave it there. Enjoy the rest of your evening and enjoy, this win and milk it, because it might be a while before we win again. And make sure you wind up all your red mates. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like us on Facebook and subscribe on YouTube. See you again soon. Thank you.
Bye.